Hey, welcome back to GBGuns. I'm back from the range with the Canik Tp9 SA V2, the newer version of it. Took it through our standard battery of tests, including shooting multiple loads through it, full magazine plus one, as well as grouping at the end. I'm sure some of you already know how this gun's going to run, but if you want it see it for yourselves, I'll run that footage through while I finish wiping this thing down, and then give you my impressions on it afterwards. With the new Canik Tp9 SA Mod2, and of course we'll start with our full magazine plus one basic reliability. Magazine takes 18 rounds. It's a little tough getting that 18th round in there. New magazine, it happens. So there's our plus one. I'm going to decock it for safety and top off this magazine. So with it decocked, it's dead trigger. So just like on the Walthers though, if you move the slide just about that far and bring it back forward, it's now recocked. So the same amount that you'd use for a chamber check, recocks it, and you've also of course got the loaded chamber indicator popping up here. Let's see how it runs. Just fine. That was Freedom 115 grain remanufactured. For the what's for dinner test, we'll be checking cycling and functioning with a variety of loads, starting off with really heavy for caliber 165 grain Hush. Of course this is subsonic. A 147 grain hollow point from Remington, a 125 grain steel cased hollow point from Hornady, 124 grain aluminum ball, 124 grain brass ball, 124 grain HST, everybody's popular favorite hollow point, Hornady's 115 hollow point. Then we've got a light for caliber 92 grain from Magtech and a 90 grain lead free projectile from Winchester. We'll be running 3 rounds of each. We want to see how it picks up with the slide lock back. Then does the slide function with the energy produced from these rounds enough to cycle another round. Then we do that once more, just as a bonus, for a total of 3 rounds of each. I know some of you have wanted to see a full magazine of each. You're welcome to go visit our Patreon account and make donations, because guess what folks, this is expensive. First up in what's for dinner, some 165 grain Hush. Now of course, the gun's not threaded, there's no intent to run subsonic ammunition, just want to see how it's going to cycle. Next up, another subsonic load, Remington HTP hollow point. Now some Hornady 125 grain steel case hollow point. This is the 125 grain HAP steel match. Now for aluminum case, we have Blazer 124 grain. Now, ball 124 grain with brass from Blazer Brass. Next up, a hollow point in 124 grain, the Federal HST. Now for a 115 grain hollow point, the Hornady American Gunner. Now for light for caliber, we've got Magtech's 92.6 grain, very specific hollow point. See how that runs. With authority. Now the lightest we have on hand today is the Winchester Wind Clean 90 grain. See if it's going to generate enough to cycle this. Now for 5 shots from 7 yards using Nosler 115 grain match. These U-notch sights are excellent for defense. Let's see how they can work for target. Pulled one. So what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. I gotta say, I think Century and Canik have really dialed this thing in. Didn't have any of those issues with it not wanting to run under 124 grain until broken in. Still a sweet, sweet gun. Very PPQ-esque, but more affordable in a slightly different style and a little punkish, a little counterculture. It ran everything I wanted it to. These U-notch sights proved pretty easy for target shooting and was very comfortable to shoot with that incredible short and crisp reset, making follow-up shots really easy. I know a lot of you are TP9 series fans. Let me know what you think about the SA V2. Thanks for watching.